Alright, well, so I got this radio going here. I noticed that where I'm at locally, there's not really anybody on here until you start talking, and all of a sudden it's weird. They like want to get on here and talk, but they don't want to talk to you. They want to like call somebody else or something. Let's just see if we can get them to do it. Let's just watch. KEG 7H3R. So this radio does 100 watts. What's going on, John?
Oh, just driving back from getting some firewood up on Mingus.
Well, you've got a really good signal, which shows me that David definitely needs to work on his antenna.
Well, I'm mobile and I'm looking down on you.
Oh my God, you need to stop looking down on me.
Got some oak. I got about a third oak and 2/3 pine. And out of that 2/3 pine, maybe 10-15% of it is green. Didn't really want it, but it's laying right there. And it's stuff that the Forest Service had cut, clearing. And it's like, well, I'm kind of stupid if I don't take that because I can't be patient enough to let it lay there in my yard for a year and a half.
Where did you get this?
Up on Mingus.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. So you are pretty close.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we were on here the other day on sideband talking, and this guy came back to me, but David couldn't hear him, and David thought I was still talking to him.
Sideband here on 5.2 or 144.200?
144.250. Yeah, and the guy was in Pine, Arizona. Pretty far, actually.
Yeah, sideband is wonderful. I mean, I have this in the radio because this radio in the truck, the 2-meter FM, but sideband is, I'd be tempted, I'm halfway tempted to get my beams back up at the house.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I'm on the 746 Pro. That's what I put out here permanently. And the antenna is just, it's a stacked 5/8 wave. It's a diamond called a CP22. It's up 30 feet, so that's what I've been using. There's a guy that I talk to in Flagstaff, K6IME, and he's on here quite frequently. David can't hear him either.
Yeah, he uses that remote base, which is cool if you're got nobody to talk to and he responds, but if you're talking to him and then he'll come on and he's talking to somebody else, and because he's running the remote base up there on Mount Eldon.
Oh, okay, so you know him.
I do.
Yeah, I think his name's JD, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've talked to him quite a bit on here recently. Pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I was at Flagstaff and needed with the serial programming cable that's wired backwards. There's a special term for it. I was up there and went and borrowed one from him one day. Nice guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's done a whole lot of repeater stuff too, right?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him a terrible amount, but I've talked to him occasionally and said, hey, you don't have one of these cables, would you? He says, yes, I do. And I'm like, can I borrow it?
There's another guy too, LRD in Ashfork. I've talked to him on here, and I've talked to him on HF. I think on 3853. He does a bunch of the DMR stuff, and he's up there in Ashfork.
That's cool. Did you ever take your diesel heater apart?
I did. I didn't find anything.
And you don't think maybe where the oil was getting pushed, the diesel fuel was getting pushed in? Well, that's down below, so it shouldn't be dripping onto the heater itself.
Yeah, it smells like a car that's leaking out of the back of the valve cover, you know, and it doesn't necessarily do it on low, but it definitely is very noticeable on high. The only other thing is I was thinking maybe it's just getting hot and it's burning that rubber gasket on the bottom.
Trying to think of which rubber gasket you're referring to.
There's a big gasket that's kind of there for vibration, I think. It goes around both the exhaust and the intake port. It's just a big oval gasket with 2 holes in it.
Oh, yeah, that's for... I'm trying to think if mine has that or not. I know they ship that if you're going to mount it in a vehicle. So that's supposed to be mounted, you know, on the floor of the vehicle. Good question. I don't know if I have that or not.
Yeah, it's like a thick piece of rubber, and it's in mine in between the case and the body of the heater.
Well, put some spacers in there and take it out.
Yeah, I thought about it. So I called Amazon and told them, I said, man, this thing smells really bad. It smells like burning oil, blah blah blah, and they gave my money back.
Cool.
Yeah, I already knew that that's probably what they would do because it's non-returnable, you know, because of the diesel. But because of your Prime, you can return it. Thing is, you don't want to do that too many times with them, and they'll get upset.
Yeah, but if there's something like that that you can't fix, you know, like just turning a screw or cutting something off, yeah, that's kind of jacked up.
Well, and the thing is, I could have bought a cheaper one. You know, I could have bought a different one. And I didn't buy it to fiddle with it. You know, I mean, I already kind of knew that was going to happen, but you know, I just think that I think they're charging a little bit too much money for something that's still kind of experimental.
Well, they've been out for a long time. I don't think they're charging too much money because when you compare it to what the original one cost, it's a steal. That's what I'm trying to let you know. You're going to have to fiddle with it, but there's this between fiddling with it and, okay, I can't make the smell go away.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's not leaking, so if it's not burning that gasket, the only thing I could think of is I saw a video where the guy showed where there was some casting errors, and there's some little ports that are plugged up because of the casting.
Yeah, I got that CO meter. I check your fresh air and see if it's blowing the exhaust through or something. Does it smell like exhaust or not?
It's not coming out in the main airstream, so that's the other thing too. It smells from the base of the unit is where it's coming from. It's not coming out of the main airstream, so I would say that it's around that area, and there's nothing funny about the intake I'm seeing. I've like messed around with it, put my hand over it, and did different things, and the exhaust is nice and tight, so I'm sure that's not leaking. I'm not saying that the body of the unit might not be leaking, but I can't seem to get it to show me that it's leaking.
Well, I was wondering if it was leaking into the fresh air, but if it's coming out of the bottom of the unit, that wouldn't be it. Although it's a high speed, but you know, that blows out. I don't know if it was coming out of there.
Starting to lose you a little bit there, KG7HVR. Well, I don't smell it coming out of the vent tube, you know what I mean, the blower tube, so it's not getting sucked back up into the clean air, basically. Let's see if you can still hear me. Where you at? Okay, I can't really tell what you're saying. You're still in there, but if you're in the area where it dips down, then that might explain that.